Ladies and gentlemen, the living legend Larry Zbyszko has totally lost it. He has attacked Wildfire Tommy Rich. A Russian leg sweep on that hard floor. It was 1 week ago that Wildfire Tommy Rich pinned Larry Zbyszko. And Zbyszko now taking it out, looking for revenge on Wildfire. The steel chair right to the ribs. And now to the back, maybe the back of the head. Someone needs to help Wildfire Tommy Rich. Zbyszko picks him up. No, face first into the steel. Welcome to Atlanta, Georgia, wrestling fans, and we are hoping to get some medical help for Wildfire Tommy Rich. Meanwhile, Barry Windham making his way to the ring.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Texas, weighing in at 275 pounds, Barry Windham.
I'm Josh. I'll be with you for the next 45 minutes of great wrestling action. Barry Windham teaming with Nature Boy Ric Flair to take on Dusty Rhodes and the World Heavyweight Champion Magnum TA. As you know, Flair and Magnum will collide next week for the World Heavyweight Championship at the Clash of the Champions Beach Blast. Our final big event of the summer coming your way next week at 6:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much for tuning in here this evening. We have a big TV title match coming your way. The Enforcer, Arn Anderson, will put the belt on the line against the Italian Stallion. Also, Dangerous Dan Spivey collides with one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Ricky Morton. Manny Fernandez will take on Tully Blanchard. Sam Houston's also here. Special challenge match as well. The Mulkey brothers will take on Thunderfoot 1 and 2. Very interesting. Windham came out alone. He is teaming with Nature Boy Ric Flair. Perhaps the Horsemen were not ready. And we are still waiting the arrival of Ric Flair. Is he here? Yes, he is. First, we got Tully coming out. The Horsemen coming out one man at a time. Interesting approach here. As you know, they placed a bounty on the head of Magnum TA. There you see Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, the TV champion. What is going through the minds of those men?
And his partner, accompanied by the Enforcer, Arn Anderson. And representing the Four Horsemen from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 245 pounds, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
In fact, I've just been told that the Horsemen have canceled that bounty on Magnum TA, and they're going to try to collect it themselves tonight. They're going to try to put Magnum TA out of commission. I've just been told by my sources in the back that bounty no longer exists for any other wrestler. The Horsemen want to do it themselves here this evening. And they have the opportunity 1 week before the Clash of the Champions Beach Blast. What an ovation for Magnum TA and Dusty Rhodes as they make their way to the ring.
And their opponents, at a combined weight of 515 pounds, Magnum TA and the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Fans Tommy Rich being treated by our medical team right as I speak. Thoughts and prayers definitely with Wildfire Tommy Rich. He was really moving up the rankings here in World Championship Wrestling, knocking off Larry Zbyszko here last week. But Zbyszko taking matters into his own hand, trying to derail Tommy Rich's momentum. Barry Windham will start things off against the world champion Magnum TA. 20-minute time limit in this one. Windham charging in. He is met with a spinning elbow from the world champion, and Magnum with a right hand onto Flair. He wants Flair in there. Big forearm shot in the corner by Windham. Flair doing everything to stay away from Magnum, at least in the early going here. He wants Barry Windham to do the work. Punish Magnum TA. Soften him up before the clash. Fireman carry takeover by Magnum. Whips him into the corner. Tag made to the American Dream. Dusty Rhodes. Double team coming up. Big high cross body from Dusty Rhodes. And he is fired up here tonight. What a right hand by Windham. Rhodes made a mistake of taking his eyes off his opponent. And Windham made him pay. Windham now putting those cowboy boots to Dusty. Stomps the arm. Windham throws him up and over the top rope. Fans, if you missed the announcement, the Road Warriors have been suspended through the month of September. And Dusty going after Anderson. Here comes Tully over. The Horseman going after Dusty Rhodes. Rhodes grabs Windham. Inverted atomic drop. The Road Warriors suspended because of Hawk's actions against that man right there, referee Bill Scott. Dusty spun out of the way there. Big elbow. Now Dusty wraps the leg around the bottom rope rather. Dusty has him up. Pile driver. He planted Barry Windham. Cover here by Rhodes. Hooks the leg. A one count only. Beach Splash shaping up to be quite an event next week. Don't miss it for anything. Sleeper hold here by Rhodes on Barry Windham. Windham. Desperation move. Good escape there by the tall Texan. Front face lock. Has Rhodes. Next week, the U.S. Tag Team titles on the line. Baron Von Raschke and Ivan Koloff, the former champions, will take on the U.S. Tag Team champions Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner, members of Missy Hyatt's Hot Stuff International. Missy Hyatt doing much better after being ill last week. None of our men are in the building here this evening. We'll talk about Sting, Steiner, Eddie Gilbert. Missy is here in the building. I saw her earlier. Getting all the inside scoops backstage. Big right hand, and on Magnum finally has Flair. Elbow to the top of the head. Magnum captured that World Heavyweight title from Nature Boy Ric Flair at the Great American Bash. Armbar here by Magnum. Flair grabs the bottom rope to break the hold. Good heads-up move there by the Nature Boy. Armbar again. Magnum trying to force Flair to submit. Also, Lex Luger will take on the Barbarian in an I Quit match. Jimmy Garvin and Ron Garvin will take on the Long Riders, Wild Bill Irwin and Black Bart. U.S. Champion Sting will defend against the Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff. Again, none of Paul Jones's army here tonight as well. Everyone resting up before the big event next week. World Tag Team titles also on the line. The former champions, the Midnight Express, taking on the current champions, the Rock and Roll Express. Big pile driver there by Flair. He'll tag in Barry Windham. And of course, we've already talked about the main event for the world title. Big right hand there by Windham. Whips Magnum into the corner, charging in. Magnum moved out of the way. Good heads-up move. And a big right hand. He clobbered Barry Windham. In fact, I think Windham is bleeding from the nose. Windham with a back suplex on the Magnum. Barry picks him up. Yeah, the blood flowing down. Our camera's not showing that, thankfully. Windham's nose is bloody. Both men striking away here on the floor. They need to get it back in the ring. Throws Windham into the steel steps. This got him personal here. Magnum taking it to Windham. They have until the count of 10 to get back in the ring. Barry's head just cracked against the steel steps. Ric Flair just took it to Magnum TA. Barry Windham's not moving. Now he finally is. Windham's been counted out. Magnum and Dusty win by countout. Nothing settled here tonight. Magnum and Dusty will get the win. The Horsemen are fleeing. They wanted to injure Magnum. It failed here tonight. Their mission did not succeed, and they're getting out of here. They have left the ringside.
Here are your winners, Magnum TA.
That seemed to be the only purpose of this match here tonight for the Horsemen, and it did not work. Magnum protected once more. Welcome back, wrestling fans. In the ring, Thunderfoot 1 and 2 taking on Randy and Bill Mulkey. And it's Randy driving the wrist of Thunderfoot 1 against the mat. 10-minute time limit in this tag team matchup. Randy goes to the second rope. The elbow drop right to the arm. Now Randy with a camel clutch on Thunderfoot 1. Great opportunity for both of these teams. They have shined in matches against more experienced teams. Thunderfoot 1 has Randy. Takes him to the corner. Head first into the top turnbuckle. Double team coming up from Thunderfoot 1 and 2. Thunderfoot 2 off the ropes. High cross body. And good news, fans, to report on the condition of Tommy Rich. He is okay. And he was not taken to the hospital. He's as tough as they come. Into the corner. Randy makes the tag to Bill. Double team. Retaliation here. We saw it earlier from Thunderfoot 1 and 2. The high cross body assist. Now Bill Mulkey has Thunderfoot 2 tied up. Good move there by Thunderfoot 2. Luthez Perez hammering away on the face of Thunderfoot 2. And fans just signed for next week of the Clash of the Champions. It's going to be Tommy Rich taking on Larry Zbyszko in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Zbyszko seeking revenge against Wildfire Tommy Rich. So another great match added to next week's card. Cover here by Bill. A 1 count. Thunderfoot 2 kicked out. Picks him up. Into the corner. Charge again. Puts him up on the top rope. Might be going for a superplex here. Big right hand. Bill to the top rope. Great impact. Thunderfoot 2 trying to crawl over and make the desperation tag. But Bill cuts him off. Drives the knee right to the mat. Turns him over now. Single leg Boston Crab. Focusing on that already weakened knee. But Thunderfoot 2 kicks free. Thunderfoot's got him. Great maneuver. Drags Bill to the middle of the ring. Here comes Randy in. Referee orders him out. He ordered him out. Tag made to Thunderfoot 1. Bill moved out of the way, but could not escape that move. And Bill gets up quickly. Good block there. Big forearm. Another block by Thunderfoot 1. Into the corner goes Bill. Thunderfoot 2 holding them. They're working him over in the corner. Backbreaker. And Bill is down. Bill in trouble. Leaping leg drop across the throat. Sets him up. Snaps the head down. Some payback here. Now going after his knee. Bill gets up quickly. Bill's got him. Russian leg sweep. Beautiful move. Would have made Brad Armstrong proud. Brad Armstrong taking a few weeks off to be with his family. He'll be back in action here in the coming weeks here in World Championship Wrestling. Great leg drop there by Randy. Randy sets him up. Drives the fist between the eyes. The Mulkey brothers really taking it to Thunderfoot. Is that Thunderfoot 2? I've lost track. Leg drop again. Has him up. Really working over the leg. 5 minutes left in the time limit. What a clothesline. He took down Randy Mulkey. Drags him to the middle of the ring. Tag made. I think Thunderfoot 1 now in the ring. Single leg Boston Crab. Actually, that's Thunderfoot 2. Kicks free. Good block there by Thunderfoot 2. Throws him up and over. Randy in trouble now. Hip tosses him back into the ring. Bill once in there. Luthez Perez raining down right hands on Thunderfoot 2. 4 minutes left in the time limit. This is a match that could very well go to the time limit draw. Both teams so equally matched. Randy hoists him up. Has him up. Slams him down. Great move by Randy Mulkey. Down goes Thunderfoot 1. Cover by Randy. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. A near fall. Snaps the head down. Randy in control. Randy trying to make him submit here. He's got him locked in. Trying to force a submission from Thunderfoot 2. Thunderfoot 2 crying out no. He won't give up. And Thunderfoot 2 fighting back. Driving the elbow right to the eye. Thunderfoot needs to make the tag. Jawbreaker by Randy. Turns him over. Cover. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. He got him. And the Mulkey brothers win. It's Mulkey Mania here in Atlanta, Georgia. They have knocked off Thunderfoot 1 and 2. Impressive win here by Randy and Bill. Great to see the Mulkey brothers pick up a victory here in World Championship Wrestling. Tremendous move here by Randy.
Here are your winners, Randy and Bill.
Randy and Bill Mulkey going to the pay window this evening. Don't go away, wrestling fans. More action still to come. Welcome back, wrestling fans. Manny Fernandez, the Raging Bull, taking on Tully Blanchard.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from El Paso, Texas. Weighing in at 275 pounds, Manny Fernandez.
Both men wanting a win to move up the rankings in World Championship Wrestling. Still to come, Sam Houston in action. We'll also see one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Ricky Morton. He is taking on Dangerous Dan Spivey. Morton giving up a big size disadvantage to the tall Dan Spivey, who's 6'7", I believe. And of course, our main event, the Italian Stallion looking for the upset of the century as he takes on the World TV Champion Arn Anderson with the title on the line. Baby doll James J. Dillon accompanying Blanchard to the ring.
And his opponent, accompanied by Perfect 10, and from San Antonio, Texas, weighing in at 241 pounds, Tully Blanchard.
As Tully makes his way to the ring, let's run down the card as we have it so far for next week. World Champion Magnum TA will defend against Nature Boy Ric Flair. World Tag Team Champion is the Rock and Roll Express taking on the Midnight Express. U.S. Champion Sting taking on Nikita Koloff. Jimmy Garvin and Ron Garvin taking on the Long Riders. Barbarian taking on Lex Luger in an I Quit match. And just signed earlier, Tommy Rich will face Larry Zbyszko in a best of 3 falls matchup. And for the U.S. Tag Team titles, Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner will defend against Baron Von Raschke and Ivan Koloff. It all goes down next Saturday, 6:05 p.m. Eastern Time. 15-minute time limit in this big matchup here. Big suplex there by the Raging Bull. Right hand there by Fernandez. Fernandez has him up. Big backbreaker. Solid kick to the neck. And Blanchard in trouble. The Raging Bull has something to prove here this evening. He wants a title shot. He would love to challenge for the TV title, the U.S. title, even the world title. Spins him around, waist lock, beautiful takedown. The same can be said for Tully Blanchard, however. But I can guarantee you won't see Blanchard going out to the floor. I was going to say you won't see Blanchard challenging Arn Anderson anytime soon. They are both members of the Horsemen. Blanchard just backing away from Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez, James J. Dillon, up in the face of the Raging Bull. And the Bull just shoved him aside. Blanchard back of the ring, vicious chop. Manny Fernandez shook it off, throws him into the corner. Thunderous clothesline, and down goes Tully Blanchard. Blanchard again rolls out to the floor. He is doing everything possible to avoid Manny Fernandez. Referee Bill Scott restraining Fernandez to allow Tully time to get back in the ring. Tully with a clothesline. Up and over goes the Raging Bull, and that's what Blanchard needed. That distraction. It was inadvertent from referee Bill Scott, but it worked nonetheless. Good shoulder tackle. And now Blanchard choking away on the Raging Bull. And for a second time, he broke it just long enough to not get counted on by the referee. 13 minutes left in the time limit. Raging Bull slips free. Into the ropes. Good block there by Tully. Kick to the midsection. Double him over. Clothesline returns the favor. And up and over goes Blanchard this time. Raging Bull follows him out to the floor. He wants him back in the ring. Or does he? Taking Tully over. Tully fighting back. Elbows to the midsection. It's not been a good night for the Horsemen so far. We saw Windham and Flair lose by countout to Magnum TA and Dusty Rhodes. Manny moved out of the way. Into the ropes goes Blanchard. Spinning back elbow. Right on the kisser. And Tully again outside. Here comes Manny Fernandez in pursuit. And again, Tully led him into that trap. Manny Fernandez walked right into it. Right hands here by Blanchard. And Fernandez hit hard to the floor. Tully hoping for a count-out win. He'll take it any way he can get a victory. Fernandez, though, back in the ring. Wicked chop there by Tully, and another. Blanchard. Double arm suplex. Now Tully going to the eyes. Has Fernandez up. Atomic drop. Lateral press. 1. A 1 count. Fernandez kicks out. Knee to the back of the head. The Raging Bull rings the arm into the corner. Charging in. Another good clothesline. And Blanchard on the mat. Fernandez going after the leg now. Fernandez in charge. Picks up Blanchard. Might have been a low kick. I think he caught him in the hip. Into the ropes. Another good spinning back elbow on Tully. Cover. 1. A 1 count. Did not hook the leg. And Tully kicked out. Knee to the back of the head. Sam Houston in action next. Blanchard turning it around now. Choking again on Manny Fernandez. 10 minutes left in the time limit. Elbow drop to the chest. And another. Tully now calling out to the crowd, feeling very confident as his man is on the mat. There's an elbow to the lower back. Front face lock. Abdominal stretch. Blanchard trying to force the submission. Bill Scott checking in, asking him if he wants to give up. Fernandez will not quit. Beautiful hip toss. And Fernandez now stomps the arm of Blanchard. There it is! The flying burrito. That forearm shot right in the middle of the ring. 1, no! Blanchard kicked out immediately. Fernandez can't believe it. Puts both hands over his face in shock. Blanchard kicked out of his finisher. Has anyone ever done that before? Camel clutch here by Fernandez. And referee Bill Scott called for the break. I guess Blanchard's feet run to the bottom rope. Fernandez sizing him up. Good catch there. He was going for that flying burrito again. But Blanchard catches him. And a good backbreaker. Stops the momentum. Wicked chop. Doubled him over. Forearm blast. Blanchard puts the leg over the bottom rope. And I'll tell you, has him up. Another wicked chop. Just pounding away on Manny Fernandez. Blanchard just taking him to school. Wailing away into the corner. Fernandez turns him around. Good blocks to the midsection. Yanks him out of the corner. 8 minutes left in the time limit. Fernandez with a cover. 1, 2. He got him! He got him! He must have knocked out Blanchard. He knocked the wind out of Tully. What an upset. He just pinned Tully Blanchard. Let's go back and look at the action here. There you see that flying forearm shot. And it was that move right there he used to pin Tully Blanchard.
Manny Fernandez.
Not a good night for the Horsemen. Another loss. And this one's a shocking one. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the ring, wrestling fans. Lee Scott to take on Sam Houston.
And his opponent from Texas, weighing in at 218 pounds, Sam Houston.
Fans overjoyed that Manny Fernandez defeated Tully Blanchard. Blanchard is back in the dressing room, kicking lockers. The frustration really boiling. Blanchard felt it was a match he should have won. But Manny Fernandez, no pushover. He is a top contender here in World Championship Wrestling. I think Blanchard's cat and mouse game just wore him out. You saw him leaving the ring so many times. And at the end, he was just exhausted, spent. Manny Fernandez scoring the pinfall win here this evening. Lee Scott would love to pull off an upset here over Sam Houston. 10-minute time limit. Right hand there by Houston. Houston now with a suplex and cover. Good bridge here by Houston. 1. Lee Scott kicks out. Lee Scott, no relation to Bill Scott. If he was, he couldn't officiate the match. Good sling blade there by Houston. Cover here by Houston. Hooks the leg. Easy kick out by Lee. Lee gets to his feet. Russian leg sweep. Sam Houston started out kind of slow here in WCW, but has strung together a few wins, hoping to keep that trend going here tonight. Into the ropes. What a hip toss. Leaping elbow drop. Picks up Lee. Into the ropes again. Perfect drop kick. No one does it better than Sam Houston. Now attacking the leg. Houston going up top. Lee Scott's down, grabbing the knee. Big splash. Hooks the leg. That's got to be all. 1, 2. A kick out by Lee Scott. Snaps the head down. Still to come, Ricky Morton taking on Dan Spivey. World TV Champion Arn Anderson defends against the Italian Stallion. Roll up here by Houston. Lee Scott's in the ropes. You heard Bill Scott say it, ropes. Into the corner. Charging in. Puts him up on top. Drapes the legs over. And now Houston going to the very top rope. 8 minutes left in the time limit. Superplex. I've just received word that Arn Anderson has been challenged by Dusty Rhodes. And that match has been signed for next week at the Clash of the Champions Beach Blast. Houston going for the Bulldog. There it is. Cover here by Houston. Wraps up the leg. 1, 2, and no! Lee Scott just kicked out. Houston can't believe it. Very few men have kicked out of that Bulldog. Lee Scott. Big splash from up on top. And now hooks the leg. And this time he pulls him down for the 3 count. Anyway, Anderson and Rhodes next week. If Anderson is still the TV champion after tonight, the title will be on the line. But regardless, that match is still going to take place next week. And if Italian Stallion's the TV champion, he will defend against a wrestler to be named. One of the top contenders could be Sam Houston.
Here is your winner, Sam Houston.
So a grudge match signed between Anderson and Rhodes. TV title may or may not be on the line, depending on if Anderson walks away with the gold here tonight. We'll be right back. Dan Spivey makes his way to the ring.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Tampa, Florida, weighing in at 293 pounds, Dangerous Dan Spivey.
So Anderson and Rhodes will square off next week in a grudge match. Could be a very bad night for the Horsemen tonight if they lose their only title. Dan Spivey looking to put a hurting on Ricky Morton 1 week before Morton's big World Tag Team title defense. Morton and Gibson will put the gold on the line against the Midnight Express, the former champions. What a night it's going to be. Before we go off the air, we'll run down the card one last time. Thunderous ovation for Ricky Morton, one half of the tag team champions.
And his opponent from Nashville, Tennessee, weighing in at 235 pounds, one half of the WCW World Tag Team, Ricky Morton.
Robert Gibson not in the building here this evening. He is teaching a sign language class to kids in Memphis, Tennessee. Gibson a heart of gold. $15-minute time limit in this matchup. Look at the size disadvantage for Morton. Big side slam by Dangerous Dan Spivey. Spivey would love to pick up a win here over one half of the World Tag Champs. Good backbreaker by Morton. And now Morton going after the back. Good strategy here. Keep the big man grounded. Elbow to the lower back. Morton now trying to force Spivey to give up. Both men will be involved in the Lethal Lottery coming up in October. We're not far away now, fans. We are fast approaching the Halloween season. Very fun time of the year. Morton calling out to the Atlanta crowd. Needs to keep his focus on Big Dan Spivey. Has him up. Into the ropes. Beautiful hip toss. Morton now. Into the ropes again. What a punch. Hit him right in the belly button. Beautiful neck breaker. And Morton just manhandling this much larger opponent. A 1 count. Spivey kicked out. Snaps the head down. Coming up next, fans, the TV title on the line. Anderson taking on the Italian Stallion. Figure 4 leg lock. Spivey punching the kneecap. Just slapped him right in the face, forcing the break. Vicious chop by Dangerous Dan. And Spivey returns the favor with a backbreaker. We saw Morton deliver it earlier. Now Spivey back in charge. Face first to the mat goes Morton. Fans, I've just received word that Tully Blanchard has gone to the championship committee and has petitioned for a match. 1, 2, near fall. Morton just kicked out. It has been granted. He wants a match against Manny Fernandez, a rematch next week at the Clash of the Champions Beach Blast. And it is going to be a Falls Count Anywhere match. The Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez taking on Tully Blanchard. Tully Blanchard has never lost one of those matchups. He defeated Dusty Rhodes in a Falls Count Anywhere match. High knee lift there by Morton. So Tully wants a rematch and he's going to get it next week. Big elbow, lower back. Morton, small package, has him rolled up. 1, can he hold him down? A 1 count. Spivey kicks out. Leg drop there by Ricky. Morton picks up Spivey. Front face lock. We were given 45 minutes earlier, but looks like we're going to go a little bit longer. Maybe an hour. Cover here by Ricky. 1. We'll stay with you to bring you our main event, as promised. Morton off the top rope. High knee drop. Flying knee drop there off the top by Ricky. Trying to tie up Dan Spivey. Spivey rolling out to the floor. Ricky in pursuit. Off the top rope. Morton, high risk move. Double axe handle onto the floor. He struck Dan Spivey. Throws him back in the ring. Ricky taunting Spivey now. Beautiful drop kick. Cover. Hooks the leg. Can he hold him down? 1, 2. Can Spivey kick out? No, he can't. What a win by Ricky Morton. David versus Goliath, and David wins again. This time in the former Ricky Morton. Beautiful drop kick. Dan Spivey was sure he was going to defeat Morton here this evening. But Morton really took it to him. And picks up the win. There you see that strong inside cradle. Morton with that flying.
Wait a minute, that's the Midnight Express coming down the rampway. Look out, Ricky. He's not looking. They've hit him from behind. They got him down. They got Morton down. Stan Lane putting the boost. They're double teaming Ricky, and Robert Gibson's not in the building. Robert Gibson's not in the building. The challengers working over Ricky Morton 1 week before their big matchup for the World Tag Team titles.
And they are trying to break the leg of Ricky Morton. We have to take a timeout. We'll be right back.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WCW World Television Championship.
Compliments go out to our referee, Bill Scott. He issued a threat of suspension to the Midnight Express if they did not leave the ring. And they obliged. They want that World Tag Team title shot next week. But right now, Italian Stallion getting a shot at the World TV title. He will take on the enforcer, Arn Anderson. Ricky Morton being checked out by our medical team. They came out, two men came out, two of our medics. They came out and helped Ricky walk back to the dressing room. He was able to hobble back. And that's a good sign. Anderson has been the World TV Champion for 84 days. Our only champion in WCW. Could his reign end here tonight? The Stallion looks determined. He would love to pull off the upset of the century. It's a chorus of boos as Tully Blanchard makes his way to the ring. And apparently Anderson not coming alone here this evening. There you see Ric Flair, #1 contender to the world title. And of course the TV champion Anderson. James J. Dillon also there. No Barry Windham. He's being treated for wounds sustained in that tag team match that opened up our program. His nose was bloodied by Magnum TA. It has been a bad night for the Four Horsemen. Will that trend continue? Or can Anderson break that unlucky streak here tonight? Anything can happen in World Championship Wrestling. We have the top stars competing. Anderson better not take the Stallion lightly. Let's go down to our ring announcer.
Introducing the challenger from North Carolina, weighing in at 265 pounds, Italian Stallion. Introducing the champion from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 225 pounds, he is the WCW World Television Champion, the enforcer, Arn Anderson.
15-minute time limit in this one. As we have a minute, let's run down the Beach Blast card one last time. Clash of the Champions 4 coming your way next Saturday, 6:05 p.m. Eastern Time. The World Champion Magnum TA versus Ric Flair. World Tag Team Champions, the Rock and Roll Express against the Midnight Express. U.S. champion Sting against Nikita Koloff. Tully Blanchard versus Manny Fernandez in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Jimmy Garvin and Ron Garvin taking on Wild Bill Irwin and Black Bart. The Barbarian faces Lex Luger in an I Quit match. Tommy Rich takes on Larry Zbyszko in a 2 out of 3 falls match. And the U.S. Tag Team Champions Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner to face Baron Von Raschke and Ivan Koloff. And of course, depending on the outcome of this one, Anderson will take on Dusty Rhodes. If Anderson is still the champion after this match, the TV title will be on the line. If not, it'll just be a grudge match between Rhodes and Anderson. And of course, the Italian Stallion would defend the TV championship against a top contender. Good clothesline there by the Enforcer. Italian Stallion kicks him. Good clothesline there by the Stallion. So as of right now, we have 9 matches signed for Clash of the Champions for Beach Blast. Could be 10 if Italian Stallion is the man defending the TV title. What a night it's going to be. Probably a 2-hour program. So prepare for that, wrestling fans. Anderson picks him up. Drops him throat first over the top rope. What a way to say farewell to the summer of 2025. Good kick there by Anderson. Anderson working over the leg. Good running neck breaker there by the Stallion. Cover here by the Stallion. Leg hooked. Anderson kicked out. Went for the kick. Nobody home. Anderson moves out of the way. Russian leg sweep by the Enforcer. Anderson going to work on the arm. Good strikes there by the champion. Front face lock. Another Russian leg sweep. He's just wearing out the Italian Stallion. Could Anderson be the one bright spot for the Horsemen here this evening? They're going for a bear hug. Not a smart move on a big man like the Stallion. Stallion fighting back. Throws him into the corner. Charging in. Anderson moved out of the way. Spins him around. Full Nelson. Just drives him to the mat. Great execution. Stomps the arm. I think he stomped his hand, actually. Anderson sizing up the Stallion. Elbow. He rocked him. He rocked him. Has him up. Good maneuver there by the champion. Anderson in control. As I said, we'll stay with you as long as needed to bring you this matchup. Spine buster there by the Enforcer. He's got him pinned. 1. Can he hold him down? 2. Near fall. The Stallion kicked out. Anderson sizing him up. He might be going for the DDT. Yes! He planted him. Cover. Wraps up the leg. 2, 3. Anderson defends. Successful title defense tonight for Anderson, and so it will be. Anderson against Dusty Rhodes with the TV title on the line next week. Good showing early on from the Stallion, but Anderson just too much. In fact, he busted Stallion open with that DDT. Stallion bleeding from the forehead. That's going to do it for us this week. Let's get the official word.
Here is your winner, and still WCW World Television Champion, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson.
Thank you so much for joining us here for World Championship Wrestling. I'm Josh, and I'll see you again next Saturday night for Clash of the Champions for Beach Blast. Have a good night.